Voting in
Great.
progress.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Stone Soup Poetry. Tonight's feature is the long-awaited and much anticipated Jackie Chou. I've been enjoying Jackie's work since she came to one of our random readings. I don't know how random it was, but I have enjoyed her work and have followed it since then. It is a honor to have her here tonight to read for us, her friends and her online community. I'm very excited about that. And we do have an online open mic that I would love to get to. I like to start with a little spitfire, especially from someone who I know has been doing campaigning for like for the last couple of months. So on much during the break, let's welcome up Patricia Kerrigan as first for the open mic, as if you didn't know it was you.
Okay. Unmute. Okay, done. Okay, three Ds were just written a few days ago. Seven of them were just written before this reading. Okay, American fascism coup. Thunder crashes hope. A declaration of war strikes the heart of peace. Thunder crashes hope. A declaration of war strikes the heart of peace. Unrest lies awake. Nocturnal struggle for peace. Sleep, the patient guest. Unrest lies awake. Nocturnal struggle for peace. Sleep, the patient guest. Silence of the wombs. Female incubators, dead or alive. Silence of the wombs. Female incubators, dead or alive. The Constitution bleeds, and the nation succumbs to black and blue. The Constitution bleeds, and the nation succumbs to black and blue. Big, beautiful bill. The country can't afford life support. Big, beautiful bill. The country can't afford life support. Detention roundup. Goose steps from the past. Detention roundup. Goose steps from the past. Ice men cometh. American hell freezes over. Ice men cometh. American hell freezes over. Tropical leaves on this weed. Scream, Florida. Tropical leaves on this weed. Scream, Florida. Florida Gatorade for the real felon in D.C. Florida Gatorade for the real felon in D.C. And finally, crocodile tears when the orange turd sleeps with the fishes. Crocodile tears when the orange turd sleeps with the fishes. Peace. I'm not celebrating July 4th. Thank you.
And thank you, Patricia. We have we have more people coming up. I specifically chose her, but everyone else is selected through the Ramdinator 5000. It's algorithms, and a lot of zeros and ones, as you might imagine. Up next, I'd like to welcome up Jan Rowe. You're still muted, Jan. I'm not sure what's going on. There you go. Whoop. Can't get anything? Uh-oh. Um, hmm. Looks like you might have to go and come back out and go back in. We'll come back to you later. Let's go next to I hope See, I don't know what how to. The Ramnator doesn't know what to do if Jackie Chow can't be part of the open mic. It's a conundrum. No, I'm kidding. We let's go now to Robert Fleming.
Good evening. I'm Robert Fleming, a visual poet and digital artist from Lewis, Delaware, and I'm going to share the screen. Thank you. I'm planning on submitting to an art show at the Rehoboth Art League in October for the theme of landscapes. I currently have selected one of the works, and I'm going to ask tonight for you to help me select the second work. This is the first work I created. Um, it is called Frozen Sanctuary. So I'm looking for another work to submit. It could be complementary to this. This one is color and abstract. So you may be interested in going with a black and white and more realistic, but I'll show you some of my selections. I was recently able to get some aerial photographs of my neighborhood above where I live in Lewis, Delaware. This is one of the aerial photographs which I started the work with. This is the digital art that I created for that aerial photograph. And I have on the left side is the original, on the right side is the color. Here is another aerial photograph, which I got of my community. And then this was the digital art that I created of that work. So here is the original aerial on top and then the digital image on the bottom. Here is the third aerial photograph. And I have two artworks. One is this one, the black and white I created. And here is a color surrealistic work. So here's again on top the original and then the two edited works on the bottom. And then here's your opportunity to vote. I'm looking to pick one of these four to complement Frozen Sanctuary for my submission. And I would ask that uh, you see the number below the image. Either you would unmute and speak up and say which is your favorite, or to write in the chat, and then I will get my vote that way.
We're 4-4. We're 4-4. 4-4-4.
Thank you, Bill. Any other verbal votes?
4.
4.
3 or 4.
Please pick one, Chad.
I'm leaning towards 3, to be honest.
Okay, 3.
He told you to pick number 1.
Yeah, I got your vote, Patricia. Thank you. Thank
2.
you. You got a 2?
I like 2.
You like 2? Uh-huh.
I also like 2.
2.
I
Did
do
any
2.
Go ahead, Rita.
2.
Thank you. I will check the chat also.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you for helping me out.
Okay, now.
And hopefully Jan and James will have their sound issues taken care of shortly. Let's bring up someone new to the open mic. I haven't seen him here before. Lakshman Bulusu. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you'd like to read, you can now.
Yeah, I can. 1 second. I'm reading a self-renge titled Sky. From land to sea, the hue tempts me, wanderthirst. Rainbow, true love in its colors. Pathways in its light, for many travelers, light within light. I too turn to it, snow or shine, the world has its back. Morn color shimmer along the arc of my eyes. Showers, rain meets rays, poems shine together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Stone Soup.
Thank you.
Up next, I'd like to bring up Marianne Honecker, if she's so willing.
This is ABC Darian called There Is No Pinnacle. Among the trees, there is love. A river binds the two shores together. A tree's roots commingle with roots of other trees. They know death when comes for one of them. The earth's skin is a single organism, full of worms breathing in the soil, full of groundhogs burrowing, the cities of ants. Holy, all of it, earth under the sea, and the walls of her deepest trenches. In June, the flowers form a choir. Sun lilies keep the light in their little trumpets. Late evening, deer emerge from hiding, make a supper of hostas. In the black night, owls, bats, coyote, all are holy. Of humans, I think we imagine poverty of spirit, a broken string, question whether we're in or out of nature. Reeds in the pond shallows are akin. If sacred means anything, it means this. I travel out from the energy of all until I find myself in human form. Various are the faces of deity. We're making it up, us as the pinnacle. Xenograph pictures of extinct creatures. Yet we go on. We should be ashamed. Zoomorphic gods show that all is divine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. And let's check to see if Jan's able to speak again.
Okay. Is it what?
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Okay. Well, I wasn't going to read this until Patricia read what she read. Okay. How Stephen Miller's demand for 3,000 day kidnappings, quote unquote, is met. Some people have been waiting years for immigration appointments, and they're having their cases dismissed when they finally get there after waiting years. So the cases are dismissed so ICE can arrest them on their way out of their long-awaited appointment, according to a Michigan rep. This is how Stephen Miller fulfills his demand for 3,000 a day. And there's some inspection questions because the government's only budgeted for 41,000 detainees and there's 59,000. And 1,000 kids still separated from their parents. So I think that's enough. Thank you. That's enough.
Whoa.
Thank you, Jan. Trying to see who we have next. Let's bring up Mr. Spizak, Richard Spizak. Check out his work in Oddball Magazine this week.
It's a great honor to be there among some other oddballs. This is called absolute immunity. Such raging impunity beyond Emperor Charlemagne's sympathetic congruity as he sits and occasionally shits on his golden throne as he flies from Mar-a-Lago to Bangor, Maine. Old King John hoped for such similar largesse, but whose surprised dreamidity caused exactly and precisely this kind of mess. He announced from the very beginning he only likes elections when he's guaranteed winning. He initially and suspiciously announced to a paid group of actors he'd cashier the Constitution. It just wasn't a factor. Promoting lawlessness, you've seen his criminal cronies. It stripped the justice system down right to the bare bonies. He announced he's constrained by no actual law. He can do any crime, take anyone's time, steal anything he saw. Not only will the people let it pass, but he thinks no more of killing a human than passing some gas. The ancient paradigm how to contain the royals. Not only will they do whatever they want, if there's anything left, they'll steal all the spoils. They'll steal all the cash in any trade deal. He wants to grab it all. You better not squeal. He's prepared to commit any crime because he's divinely selected. He thinks it's his time. And his sons and his daughters are simply biding their time. They expect his throne will fall into their hands unless we get out and vote, and democracy foils their plans. They'll denounce voting without any evidence and will again try to derail democracy with January 6th as a violent precedent. Thank you, patriots. Let's prevent it. What do you say?
Thank you, Richard. Someone who I haven't seen in a while, Mr. Carl Stillwell. If you're looking to read, I can unmute you. Not unmuted. I have to ask. I asked you to unmute, and you should have the.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm here to listen to Jackie by
Okay.
fellow Pasadena poet. But I'll be another time. I definitely want to. I love these poems, and it's been a pleasure to hear these others.
Okay. Well, excellent. Thank you so much, Carl, and thanks for being part of the audience. Coming up next, let's bring up Mr. Bill Lewis, the man with the big flower.
Why, thank you, Chadford. The man with the big heart. Yes. Clang! The metal pole rang behind me loudly in the quiet night. Startled, I spun around to see the paving stone that had hit it rolling off the edge of the concrete. The boy who had strewn it dashed back into darkness. I ran to the corner of the classroom and yelled at him. He was gone. There was only darkness, the light drizzle, and the ringing of the pole. Somewhere, just out of sight, I knew the rest of the O-level boys were watching, hiding. I resumed my steady walk, bouncing the baseball bat on the concrete every other step so it made a poink as it hit. I wanted them to know that I was armed. Did he really mean to hit me? I wondered that something that big would hurt a lot. We were having a riot at Muhoho High School in Ruiru, Kenya. I was the teacher on duty, and I didn't intend to be frightened by a bunch of unruly 12 to 16-year-old boys. I wasn't either. I was pissed off. I was angry at the kids who were acting up. I was angry at the headmaster who was trying to ignore it, and I was angry at the other teachers who sat quietly in their safe little houses doing nothing. Maybe I should have been scared, but I wasn't. It doesn't take very many paving stones, but the reason we were having a riot is unclear to me. The whole country was in an uproar about something, nothing, just a general feeling of unrest, unease, anger, frustration, end of term jitters. Kamau Ngugi, the primary opposition politician, had been brutally murdered a few weeks earlier. The remains of his body had been discovered by some bushmen. Why hadn't the hyenas eaten it? That was a surprise and a mystery. Hyenas always eat dead bodies. Obviously, that was the plan. Was President Kenyatta responsible? Possibly, but no one would dare suggest that out loud. Was that the reason we were having riots? I don't think so, but it certainly added to the tension. I had driven down to Nairobi over the weekend on my motorbike. Outside the teachers' college on the way to town, I had stopped. As I adjusted the seat, a Range Rover came careening out of the gates. Rocks rained down on it as a small sea of students ran after it, screaming angrily. The Rover disappeared down the highway, and the students continued to yell. Some tossed rocks down the road long after it was gone. The mob, maybe 50 students, ignored me and went back into the compound, still yelling, jeering, breaking into Kikuyu chants. I left immediately in my maladjusted seat, irritating my butt the rest of the way in. I was mystified. What drives people to this? These kids who were my kids, who loved me, and now they were insane monsters. Why did they hate? Why did they have to destroy? And I look at my country today and I'm asking the same question. The very people that I marched on the street with, claiming that we were going to build a better world, didn't build a better world. They didn't open their hearts to the migrants who were coming in. They didn't open their hearts to their own friends who were on the streets. They didn't do anything. All they did was complain and complain and riot.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. The man with the flower, the man with the power, the man of the hour. Okay, let's go now. The Ramdinator reminds me that Cathabella Wilson expressed interest in reading, and we would love to have her if she's interested.
I'd love to, but I'm so anxious to hear Jackie. So, is it possible if there's some time after I could do something if there's
Sure.
time? Yeah, okay,
Sure.
thanks.
So I'll go to the other people I know who are going to read. If there's anyone who hasn't made their thoughts in the comment section known and would be interested in reading, please do so. And oh yes, let's go next to Mr. John Wesick.
Hi, I'm going to read a story, or it's the opening to a story, and if you want to read the rest of it, of course, there's a link in the chat where you can find the whole thing. It's called Pill Bottle Legacy. I'll just read the opening. I scrolled through the profit and loss from business menu to enter deductions. It was April 14th and a warm spell had melted last week's blizzard into a muddy quagmire that would dissuade any tech billionaire from launching a Cybertruck blitzkrieg. As usual, I'd left my income taxes until the last minute. Schedule C asked for my Hyundai's yearly mileage, so I searched the pile of papers until I found a smudged oil change receipt from 2011. I trudged down the stairs to the parking lot to get my current odometer reading. 197,533 miles. I repeated as I climbed the stairs because I'd forgotten to bring a pen. 197,533. When I saw the woman in my office, I forgot about standard mileage rates, depreciation, and cost accounting. She wore a police uniform and was looking at the wreckage of Morris Pill Bottle Investigations receipts spilling out of the file cabinet. Her biceps were big as watermelons, her eyes were blueberries floating in cups of mashed potatoes, and her hair was the color of squash, the yellow kind, not the green stuff. Daddy! She crushed me in a bear hug and lifted me off the ground. My name is Nebula, and I'm your daughter. Looks like I'm getting better. I displayed the target with a pattern of bullet holes wide as a pizza that could feed 12 to my lever. Her name was Starry, Starry Decisis, and our passion was hot as Bush's rhetoric about Saddam. Morris, I need to tell you something. Starry drew her Colt Delta Force Elite, fired 9 rounds in a third of a second, swapped mags, and fired another 8. All 17 bullet holes could fit in an amoeba's belly button. The State Department made me cultural attaché in Kuwait. I leave in 3 days. Don't go. My job at Blockbuster pays enough to support both of us, and mortgage rates have never been lower. You can be a stay-at-home mom and help end America's plummeting birth rate. It's not about the money, it's about the mission. If I don't tell Kuwaitis about The Punisher, Collateral, Sniper 3, and Chronicles of Riddick, who will? She looked at her watch. I have 2 hours until Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. Take me back to your place and give me 30 seconds to remember you. Anyway, that's a little bit of that. Maybe we'll continue it next week. In any case, you can read the whole thing right now on Freedom Fiction. Thanks.
Congratulations, John. A lot of your work is popping up there lately. Up next, a musical interlude before the final reader of the open mic, before the feature. Let's go to Mr. Ethan Mackler of the Controverse Open Mic, the Garage Poets, and many, many other projects.
I'm sorry, can I start over?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mackler. Can't wait to spread news of the next controversy happening in Malden. Check out the Stone Soup Facebook page. Join the Stone Soup Facebook page if you haven't already. I disabled the AI, so from now on it's just straight up poetry news. I feel bad for the poetry groups that haven't figured out how to do that. I'm gonna have to help a couple of people, but be careful it's not be careful and make sure it's not happening to your Facebook groups. And now to close us out for the open mic. Check out his column. It's a poem column, a kind of experimental thing we've been doing for over a decade at Oddball Magazine. Certain columnists like Jason Wright in his Jagged Thoughts column, and this man here, Mr. James Van Loy. Check out It's All One Thing every Friday morning at 11 o'clock at oddballmagazine.com. And welcome up Stone Soup stalwart of several decades, Mr. James Van Loy.
Okay. So I have a poem here called Overreach. As they try to wrap us all up and simultaneously seal off the global empire, colossal overreach turns back the many veils of their drawn curtains to expose all the long colonial project history. Hysterical, really, a natural catastrophe of exposure that takes me all the way back to my childhood when I can actually remember so vivid. The case of the Rosenbergs and the spare electric chair. Or why were they putting that nice lady with glasses like mom in the electric chair? She had two boys like mom, except everyone was so mad at her and this tiny, frail man. What had they done? And the next thing you know, there it is again. They're taking over the TV screen, which we only just got for long, tedious, contentious congressional hearings. House Un-American Committee for Torturing Witnesses, Crucible becoming a play. We never do that again. But press the right navel of the world, holy city on a hill, and presto, changeo. It all lights up like a dried old Christmas tree. Run out of water, just waiting for finish me off, and I'll at least be done with it. Oh, bombs still raining down on Gaza. And I wrote Gaza is our Guernica so long it seems all the way back to cast lead, moving the lawn, making Gaza flat. And they actually talk about it. They summon up Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And it's all so colonial, imperial project, neo-colonial, indeed looking more colonial all the time on the very anniversary of the crackdown on the Columbia occupation of office buildings for Vietnam. They bust the Columbia kids protesting genocide in Gaza for setting up a tent city in front of the library. What overreach, I think. Genocide, ethnic cleansing in Gaza, an attack dog Zionist Hasbara influencers complaining about anti-genocide demonstrators, scaring them who have terrorized us all over and over again with their ugly Zionist bullying and name calling, taking over the word anti-Semitism to cloak the real Zionist AIPAC, anti-Semitic genocide crew. Phew. Thank you.
Thank you very much, James. Well, a little assist, I think, from Ethan. Next week, we have an all open mic interlude, which is usually a round robin of two, everyone taking two turns. And then the following week, we're going to have North Shore poet, or one of the organizers of the Mass Poetry Festival, which recently took place at the end of May, and author of a new work from, I think it's Lily Press, the wonderful MP Carver. And hopefully the last feature of the month will be announced very, very shortly. I am now going to introduce us with a very quick boilerplate so I can shut up and Jackie can read. Jackie Chou is a writer from Southern California who has two collections of poetry, The Sorceress and Finding My Heart in Love and Loss, both published by Cyberwit. Her poem, Formosa, was a finalist in the Stephen A. DiBiase Poetry Prize, and besides writing, she loves to watch Jeopardy! I don't know if that will have much bearing on tonight, but you never know. But ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together 40, 50 times, virtually, physically, visually, or otherwise, as we welcome Jackie Chou.
Hi, Chad. Hi, everybody. Such an amazing open mic as usual. So happy to see all my friends here. I'm going to start with my newest poem, and then I'm going to have an easier time as the rest of my poems are typed out. But this first one I'm going to read from my phone because I'd like to start with the newest. So this poem is called Money. I've known you all my life, oblong-shaped little papery gods. My mother started the day with an empty pocket and ended with a bulge. I have become her, rubbing your creases, sniffing your grassy stench. My purse is safety pinned, with no hole for escape. My green-skinned prisoners. Okay. Now I'm going to read some more free verse poetry. This is called Genie in a Bottle. Where are you from? I've been asked all my life. They stared at my unruly cursive, looped over the lined pages. The hair crooked like bite marks, the awkward utensils. I am from roads covered with dry gums, fed leftover rice to pigeons, folded origami boats, and sailed them on rain puddles. Or maybe I am a genie in a bottle, adapting to the etiquette of a new world. A girl I friended by mistake finishes law school. You wear my dreams on your chest, glittery sashes, medallions, collars of your dresses, dreams I cut apart, shreds of clothing falling from my second-story balcony, dreams I gave up inside siren cop cars and mental hospitals, dreams I've lived vicariously through glossy photos of your ordinary life. Christmas in June. You gift me yellow roses instead of potted poinsettias. A straw sombrero from Alvera Street, pulled out of a black plastic bag, instead of a sweater from Macy's wrapped in glossy paper. A lucky bamboo plant instead of a pine tree dressed in baubles and string lights. A heart warmed by the sun, not frozen in snow. To celebrate a day that exists only between you and me. And this poem is called Far from the Balcony Gate. I had to get away, though I knew you wanted me to stay. You don't know how the jangle of your keys makes me flinch, or the clang of your heels, heavy like a stone bell's toll. My tongue freezes at the tip of a hello, and I dream of becoming the shrinking dot of a raven in the sky. This next poem is called I Sing Songs. I sing songs with no tremble in my voice, no sweat on my palms. I may stare out the window to avoid small talk, but give me a stage, a microphone, and I become a peacock unfolding its train, my voice sonorous. My hands and knees may Okay, let me start over. My hands and knees may shake on a bus, but the spotlight will always be my friend. Okay, this next poem is called I've Written Poems All My Life. I've written poems all my life. I filled the pages with oceans of words. I've uncorked the bottle and released the genie in me. I've written poems all my life. The candles and the lamps have all burned out. I've written poems all my life, despite your dirty looks. You can turn your back and walk away from me, but I write poems, and I've done it all my life. This next one is called I Relate to No One and No Song. I relate to no one and no song. It is only me in the patterned shadows. The songs, they're about something else. Love and drug addiction. I have neither affliction. It is only me in my agitation. Prince sang about a $6 beret, not a grand parade. Gone are the marching bands and flowers of my imagination. The songs, they're always about something, somebody else. This next poem is called The Heart. The heart is a strange vessel, white porcelain, falling easily over corners and edges, slippery surfaces, shaken by telekinesis, shattering to pieces. The heart, dragging the weight of its sad self, picks up its own fragments, making a mosaic on the mantle of a fireplace, like broken seashells. The heart made more beautiful by each trauma, cracks, jagged sides, and all. This next poem is a sonnet. It's called 14 Reasons Why. Today I am challenged to write a poem about my purpose in life. I envision filling the pristine white with strokes sharp as the marks of a knife. Not a single word tenants the page. The paper stares at me menacingly. At this wooden desk, I've come of age. Who wants to know about the plain old me? As I sit here pondering my own worth, unable to notice any progress, I have already contributed to this earth. My struggle is part of the process. Feeling inadequate as a poet, this poem was written before I knew it. How much time do I have?
How many more poems do you have?
Let me see, maybe just a couple.
Okay.
And if we have time, can we do a short skit?
Okay, sure. Everyone wants to direct. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, this one is called I Will Follow You. I will follow you, for without you I am lost, like a leaf that has just fallen to the concrete. The leaf, though new to the ground, somehow already propelled to you, rolling towards you in the wind. That is how I find my way in the world, through your footsteps on its sinuous path. I don't think I have many more that, let me see. Oh, okay, this one. Okay, this poem is called Pathological. You and your silver pendant, your heart-shaped lies. Your head in the photo, chopped off, like Marie Antoinette. There's nothing behind your laces of metallic threads. No face, no legs, no wings of chiffon. Let's see. So you said I have about 15 minutes, not 50, 5 minutes. Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry, whatever you need to complete your skit.
Okay, let me see if gospel of privilege. Okay, I'll read a gospel. Wait a minute. This is called a gospel of privilege. Okay, I found it. A gospel of privilege. I cannot think of new shoes when children go without school shoes. Rhinestone studded patent leather, 3-inch heels. I've had my share of cool shoes. From Doc Martens to stilettos, store windows display make me drool shoes. Some snooty shoppers stare down at my cheap flip-flops, my pool shoes. So I, Jackie, ask you, my reader, to walk a while in my no-fool shoes. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch gear and do my skit. It probably would take about 5 minutes, and somebody's at my doors. Sorry about that. Somebody was at the door. So let me share screen the skit. Let me see, document. Okay, I got it. Okay, so I need somebody to read, somebody to be, the scene one has the resident, it's at a care home's meeting room, and I need the resident president, Secretary Socrates, who's the main character, and 3 residents to read the parts.
I would be happy to be Socrates.
Okay.
Robert would be a great president.
All right.
Okay, I will be resident number 1 as long as I can make Bill Lewis drink hemlock.
All righty. And then we need resident 2 and 3.
I'll be resident 3.
Okay.
Can you make the text a little bigger?
Okay.
Jackie, I'm confused. What's a resident?
A resident is somebody who lives in a care home facility. So these people are all residents, not employees. Okay, and I'll read the setting and the instructions. Setting: a care home meeting room. Characters: the resident president, Secretary Socrates, 3 residents, Socrates is taking notes.
All right, beautiful people. It's time to get it's time to get the meeting started. Any suggestions?
I think we should take the ravioli off the menu.
Who's resident two?
I'm 3.
I'll be 2. I second that. That stuff is worse than Chef Boyardee.
We should get rid of the tuna casserole while we're.
Are you writing that down?
Yep, got it.
Okay, let's go to the next scene. I need a teacher and Socrates will be the same person. And then I need the devil in Socrates' head.
I'll be the teacher.
I'll be the devil.
Great. Okay. Act 1, Scene 2, setting a junior high classroom. Socrates is in the 8th grade. She wears eyeglasses and has braces on her teeth.
Can you make the text bigger?
Yeah, make the text
Okay.
bigger, please.
Okay.
Today we're going to write about our aspirations. Socrates, what is something you aspire? What is something you aspire to be?
I wish I were popular.
You have suffered enough. Poor Socrates, I shall make you popular, just like the kids you wish to be.
Oh, I'll do anything to be cool.
Okay. Act 1, Scene 3, we need, okay, we have Socrates and the teacher. They're the same people who played in the last
A little
scene.
larger, please.
Okay. Prom night. Socrates is wearing a beautiful dress.
The 2000 prom queen is Socrates' son. Congratulations, Socrates.
Sound of
Walking up the
applause.
stage.
The teacher crowns her. Okay, so the next one I need, okay, we will have this people from the first scene. Act 1, Scene 4, President.
Can you make it bigger?
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's enough. Okay. Thank you for all your participation. Our meeting is adjourned.
The 3 residents walk off the stage. President to Socrates.
You said you were a secretary in high school?
And a prom queen.
You were popular?
Yeah, but it came with a price.
I lost my mind over it.
And I lost my mind over it too.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jackie. And I'm so happy Bill got to be the prom queen.
Oh God, did you see
Bill
the
is
dress I was
wonderful.
wearing? Oh, that was so beautiful. I felt like Cinderella.
Bill, did you get a corsage?
I
I
had a
missed the part where
handsome
they dumped the
prince.
blood on Bill when he was on the stage getting crowned and he burned the school down, but oh well.
Or like what happened to Carrie.
Everyone wants to direct
Romantic
now.
night, and I was dancing with all the handsome boys and all the pretty girls too. Everybody loved me. They put me on a chair and danced me around the entire high school gymnasium.
Okay. And with that, another round of applause, 40, 50 claps, as I ask if Cathabella Wilson would like to do the encore reading now that we have time. Whoops, gotta ask you to unmute. I'm gonna click the ask to unmute button. Still muted.
Yeah.
There you go.
Could I screen share?
Yeah, you can screen share.
Okay. Here's some things that we wrote at one of our Wednesday meetings. So maybe I could go from bottom to top and we could just read a little bit. And hopefully Jackie could join us. Jackie, you could start halting.
Halting to listen to the clock throughout the day. Whom do I warn about the coming of the night?
Anxious moment. Can I do this before time disappears? Oh, here's Lee and Marco. Let's read this. Lee?
Orbital, deep crater ice on Mercury, a long way from home.
And Marco in Japan says, warm words from another time zone. Our poetry. Planetary alignment. This is Chris Munkondo. Siggy, you could read with Marco. I'll be Marco. Sounds. Siggy, do you have your mute off? I can't see.
Sounds in the dark. Village Christmas tree glows. Silent moment.
Marco says, searching the sacred star. We are lost children. Battlefield, night. Jackie, clear sight.
Overshadowed by a lush oak tree. The reach of our joined arms, making a heart.
Intangible, this bridge between us, beyond words. And let's see, Siggy, you could read Winter Practice.
Winter practice. Jipa, Tuck's grandson. Golf teaching moment. Shadows blend into one. Both 6 foot plus.
And an aside, Jackie.
I echo a child's hello. She tells her dad. She isn't talking to me, but the side view mirror.
My parakeet days. I learned to mimic myself. I think that might be good. Now I'll introduce you to Rick. Here he is with his, what are you playing?
Oh, it's a flute that has the scale of a Romanian kaval. It's kavals in Romania are folk instruments, but they're thought to be sad and soft.
Thank you, Rick. Yeah. So that's just a little taste of what we do in our free time at our meetings. And one more thing is, most of the things we read were tanku. It's a new form, really, where you combine tanka and haiku, can start with one or the other, and the title is kind of an offshoot at a slant that gives you something new. This was created by Debbie Koloji and Mariko Kitakubo in Japan. They did it by chat originally, just by writing back and forth to each other. And the key to it, anyone can do this with a close friend. Is the key to it is you write to someone. It's not an ordinary collaboration. And Marco has started a journal called Kizuna, which means bond, the bond in Japanese. So that's the connection between two people. So you can send your own experiments with this, keeping in mind that that's the heart of it. that two people are joined in conversation. And so you can see Jackie and I and Siggy, Lee, we've all written a lot of it. It means a lot to us. And Marco, she often comes to our Wednesday meetings and has fostered this new form.
Yeah. The ones you picked are really good. I'm trying to remember when we wrote them.
Oh, I think I can find out when, but
were they
I
submitted?
don't know what we did with them. They sounded new to me, and I just found them by chance. So we might be able to figure it out. We write so
Maybe
much.
submit them to Marco.
Yeah, I really liked them too, the ones, but I really found them by chance because we have hundreds of pages of collaborations. So it was hard to find what to read.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we always end our meetings, all of our meetings, with Rick playing a flute. So he has a large collection of flutes of the world. And at the end of each of our meetings, he always plays. Thank
Two
you.
of the mics clash right down to the musicians. I love it. I knew there was a reason Ethan was back. Thank you so much, and thanks to Rick for his playing.
Yeah,
And
thank you, Rick. Everybody thanks you. He's
Chad?
yeah, Ethan.
Chad, are you going to read something?
Am I going to read something?
Yeah.
I hadn't planned on it, but I guess let me see what I got.
Think of your arm as being virtually twisted.
Yes, consider me twisted. Let me
Chad, do you have a love poem for us?
We always considered you twisted, Chad.
I will. Let's see. I guess I'll read one of the older poems from my croutons, which are poems I write based on the open mics. This one has a line, has a title cribbed from the from an Emerson, Lake and Palmer song, and looks like this is from the all open mic back on June 4th. We're gonna have an all open mic next week. I'm gonna keep the all open mics to a minimum going through the summer because I really want to feature as many voices as possible, and I'm excited to announce the next feature as long as they verify. This one's called "Come and See the Show." Popcorn and a few thousand grams of carbs to keep Stockholm stocked up. In here, orange is a healthy skin color. Have your ice cream thrown to ground in front of you by new age feudal lords. The computers roll loaded dice to decide your rents. Who gets flowers in windows? The popcorn keeps coming. Your food to watch own demise. I own grinding to grain on own dime. Body will unwind in time for curtain. Believe it. You'll be broken and bought. Your parking spot, your grave site, buried with shame of prior optimism. Whatever grows from the cracks in your eulogy. Meanwhile, the rats continue to slide by on never showing up to vote. On a low carb, no more croutons for me. So sorry, Robert, but thank you for helping feed me the crouton poems every week, as most of you do on a fairly regular basis. And thanks for your words tonight, and thanks, of course, to Jackie Chou again. When's the new book coming out?
The new book, that will be when I have enough money to pay the publisher, which is not a lot that he charges, but a small amount.
Well, I hope that happens, and
yes.
And keep on sending your poems and keep on writing, everyone. Oddball Magazine is always looking for stuff, and I'll be posting some links, including to a Poem a Day site based on the current administration that's actually starving for poems. I guess a lot of people hit a state of paralysis, and no one's sending anything out, or some
Michael
people are saying
Broda, Michael
not as
Broda,
much.
yes.
But people are still looking for work. So get out of your dry spells and check out Stone Soup, the Facebook group for links to these sites tomorrow. And
Chad?
check out more opportunities from Oddball and elsewhere. We're still looking. We're hoping to post more Pride pieces, even beyond Pride Month. And more features are going to be announced for the end of the summer. We're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having more announcements, especially for the Boston Poetry Marathon, which I'm hoping to send an email out to the regular participants. There may be an online component of it, but otherwise the event is taking place in Boston at the Community Church of Boston in Copley Square. So it's going to be an exciting time. We don't know what the online component of it is going to be, but hopefully we will.
On what date is it?
What's that?
On what date?
The weekend of August 16th and 17th.
Okay, thanks.
So we'll see what happens, and hopefully there will be a recording. But thank you all for coming and everyone.
Chad.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Ethan,
yes.
Ethan says Ethan had a question.
I'm sorry if I thought I was muted if I was playing while James was reading.
It actually kind of worked.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. So.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Say, Ethan, there's one way you can make it up to us. I think that you need to do an Ethan Rick collaboration sometime on Stone Soup. That will make it up.
We could do it right now
that would be great.
We'll talk. We will talk. Cathabella, I'll be in contact with you. For now, we do the obligatory.
Perfect. Thank you, Chad.
We do the obligatory wave.
Thank you, Robert. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, John.
Have a great night.
Love you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Every week,
It was
all we need is you.
great joining of the forces here.
Let's keep on doing it. And you're welcome here every Wednesday night. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye.
Greetings.
See you
Thank you,
next time.
everybody.